What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back to another day in the BrewLab with me, Lone Fox. Today in the BrewLab, coming at you with a quick little update. We had, Wizards of the Coast teased us with a couple of sneak peeks from the new set coming up in September, dubbed Innistrad. The Night Hunt or something like that, Midnight Hunt, and they showed us 5 different cards, and I'm just going to do a quick and easy stream here to show you the new cards, and at the same time I get to test my new microphone. Just arrived today. I'm really excited. Oh, little professional looking doodad here. So please let me know in the comments below if you're watching this as a replay or live, whether the quality of my voice has improved. I'm also in a different room, as you might see from the background behind me. My wife and I had to swap rooms because of work schedules and things. I have my little boy sleeping on the bed behind me. I don't think you can see him. Maybe, no? Where is he? No, we can't see him. Anyway, that's why I'm trying to keep my voice low, but at the same time you should hear me just fine because of the new microphone. So, first card that we have been shown is, so I missed Innistrad. I was not playing Magic when this set initially dropped. I stopped playing Magic when I was like 16 years old, and then started again when Arena came out. So I skipped about 10 years in the middle there, where a lot of really fan favorite, crucial, fundamental sets came out, and unfortunately I did not get to play with those. But so yeah, a lot of the people that are watching this have probably already played with the original Innistrad sets, and know that this apparently, because I've watched another few guys talk about these on their channels, there was a Renin 6 and now it's Renin 7. This thing looks insane. I cannot wait to play with this in a landfall deck, and it fits on the curve very well with Nissa, the landfall Nissa, and the new Druid class, like something similar to my deck from like 4 or 5 days ago, where I had this Golgari or Witherbloom brew with Nissa and the Druid class, and all of your lands essentially becoming big creatures. This fits right into that theme and right into that curve, so I'm really excited to give that a whirl. I'm going to be doing, of course, my usual sort of theory crafting as spoiler season begins, and I'll start to upload some decks to EtherHub ahead of the set drop, so that as soon as it does drop we can start crafting the things right away and testing them out. But yeah, Renin 7, 5 mana legendary planeswalker Ren. It has a +1 ability that says reveal the top 4 cards of your library, put all the land cards revealed this way into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. That in and of itself is really pretty ridiculous, and it comes in with 5 loyalty, so you only need to +1 it 3 times before you can get the emblem off. Okay. Then it has a 0 ability which says you put any number of land cards from your hand onto the battlefield tapped. Are you insane? Imagine this in a landfall deck. Like just trigger mania. I can imagine playing a Shire in this deck. I can imagine playing like I said, the Druid class, just trying to make your lands into massive creatures. Then there's a -3 that creates a green tree folk creature token with reach. With reach, guys. Okay, and this creature's power and toughness are each equal to the number of lands you control. So it can protect itself. It can either, if you have an empty field ahead of you, come in, start +1, building up your lands in your hand and then dropping them into your battlefield, or you can -3 if you're already a little bit later into the game and create this treefolk creature which then protects Renin 7 from dying, and then you can keep plussing up after that. incredible. So, and then it's got 4 abilities. The last one is the emblem, the ultimate. We return all the permanent cards from your graveyard to your hand, and you get an emblem with you have no maximum hand size. This is gonna be insane. I think it's like not even that busted, it's just really, really good. I love the design on it. I love the flavor. I think it's well made, balanced planeswalker, and I think it's gonna see a fuck ton of play. So Lane and 7, keep your eyes peeled. You know, lands come alive and turn into massive creatures. Can't wait to play with this card. Next up, okay, so this is the extended art, or whatever they're calling it, borderless art version. I kind of prefer this one. So it's also a pretty cool drawing, but I kind of prefer this drawing. Anyway, next up we've got Champion of the Perished. This is also the extended art. We've got there's another one in here. I'm just on one of my Facebook groups, which actually makes it quite nice and big on the screen like that. So whenever another zombie enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on Champion of the Perished. So zombie deck. How many zombies did we get? Like good zombies. I even played a zombie skeleton deck like 3-4 days ago. That needs a good 1-drop in black, and I think this is gonna be just epic. Like it'll fit the curve, it'll fit so many decks. In Kaldheim we've got so many good zombies. I have a feeling we're gonna get even more of them in Innistrad. So zombie tribal coming up in standard, I cannot wait. And you know, maybe finally make the Vecna deck a little bit more playable. So many good ways of spawning zombies. We've got that card I was playing, Rise of the Dreadmon, just the other day. Man, I can imagine a lot of things going really well with this card. I'm super excited to play it, and I love the zombie theme, so this is another really, I mean, like out of all the cards that were spoiled yesterday, there was like not a single one that is like could be said was crap. These are like all solid cards. Next up we have Consider, a 1-mana instant blue. Look at the top card of your library. You may put that card into your graveyard. Draw a card. So it's essentially like an opt, but instead of scrying and putting to the bottom, you put into the graveyard. I think this is just an altogether better version of opt, period. Especially if you want stuff in your graveyard that you can then reanimate, get back again, whatever. Like, I think this is just a better version of opt, and like especially in these like Magecraft decks where you're struggling to draw cards for low mana cost, I think this will be a very good addition. I like it a lot. Like I said, I mean, this is the only common that was spoiled, and it's mind-bogglingly good. Next up, we've got Trisca-Decaphile. So Trisca-Decaphobia is the fear of the number 13, so I guess this is somebody who really likes the number 13. It's a new one of those cards that says you win the game. You know, such and such a such condition is met, boom, you win the game. 2 mana, 1 power, 3 toughness, human wizard, so wizard's class. Also modern Kynan. A lot of these like cards now that you know, draw you lots of cards, and that also says you have no maximum hand size. There's also the MDFC land from Zendikar Rising. I cannot remember now. 7 mana, 3 blue, 4 colorless. That you just draw as many cards as the cards in your hand, and then for the rest of the game you get an emblem that says you have no maximum hand size. That with this and Modern Kynan and Wizard class, might be that blue finally gets some cool new cards, because I felt like they were a little bit left behind in AFR. But yeah, basically at the beginning of your upkeep, if you have exactly 13 cards in your hand, you win the game. Pretty sweet. Pretty damn sweet. I like that. I wonder how many times we're going to get it to work. We're definitely going to try it. And then, you know, you can sink 4 mana into it at any point and draw a card, and then you don't have to tap it. So if you've got 8 mana, you can draw 2 cards, and so on and so forth. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. You don't have to tap it to do that, so then you can also still have a fairly decent blocker up as well. I think there's going to be many ways, especially with people that play historic and that kind of stuff, to get this thing to pop off. Like, you just make sure it survives for 1 turn on the battlefield, and then the next turn you get the 13 cards in your hand and you win the game. So I think pretty cool, pretty cool, pretty cool. Next up, Infernal Grasp. Finally. Okay, I mean, not only is the art on this thing just absolutely freaking amazing. I love the art on this card. We now have a proper replacement for Heartless Act in Standard, because Power Word, in my opinion, just doesn't quite do it. The downsides are too many. Cannot kill dragons. Was released at the same time as a Dungeons and Dragons set. Like, there's so many dragons in Standard right now that it's almost useless to run the card, and it doesn't hit angels deck all over the place right now in the Standard 2022 play queue. So cannot kill angels, cannot kill demons, so you cannot take out the new Orcus guy, cannot take, there was a 4th creature type there. So like, there's 4 very important creature types that Power Word just doesn't hit, whereas this just hits everything. 2 mana, instant speed, destroy target creature. The only downside being you lose 2 life. I think that is quite freaking good, and I think this will become an automatic 4-of in any deck in Standard that plays black. It'll be the new premier removal piece, in my opinion, in black decks, for sure. And of course, if you've just got a little bit of a way to gain a little bit of extra life along the way, then all the better. And there's a couple of cards that I still haven't played with from AFR that say, like, something, for example, if at your end step you've lost 2 or more life this turn, draw a card or something like that. It's the signpost uncommon for AFR in Golgari colors. Some warlock chick, I haven't played her yet, but this would fit right into that sort of, like, you're destroying something, you lose the 2 life, but that triggers the ability of the warlock, which means you draw a card. I kind of like that also, that little bit of synergy is going on there. But most of all, just cheap instant speed, destroy target creature, boom. And the artwork. Ancient evil dwells within the burning chasm called the Ashmouth, ever ready to devour those foolish enough to travel alone. Epic. Then here with Join the Dance, Selesnya colors, there is a new ability being shown, which is called Flashback. I have not played Flashback before. As I said, I was not around during the previous Innistrad set, so I'm not sure what Flashback is, but I've had a look on other forums and things. Essentially, you can cast the spell from the graveyard for its Flashback cost. So it's usually much more expensive than, of course, the original cost when you first cast it, but that is in and of itself such a powerful ability. I think this is just one of these, but there's going to be lots of them in the set, and what an incredible ability, like mechanic. You can cast the spell and then cast it again out of your graveyard for its flashback cost. I think then it gets exiled afterwards. You just can't keep flashing it back, but still amazing. And I like this in a Selesnya sort of shell, maybe a tokens deck. We've already got a couple of really nice token creators in Selesnya colors. There's that Battle for Bretagard, and maybe Esika's Chariot, and already my brew juices are flowing. I'm super hyped for the set, man. You guys don't want to know how hyped up I am for the set. AFR was like replacing the core set for the year. That's why it felt to a lot of people slightly underpowered, although I really love it. I've been having lots of fun with it. I'm just dying for rotation and for things to really kick off for the following year with all these brand new cards from the it's going to be a double Innistrad set. These are just from the Midnight Hunt. There's another one that's all more vampire-y. This is the werewolfy one. So I mean, it's gonna get crazy. Get excited, people. I know I am. Then we've got a new Shock. Finally, Shock can get the fuck out. you know, I mean, I'm just gonna hate this one just as much as I hate Shock when I'm playing against it, but I mean, this is just strictly better than Shock, period, in any which way. It costs the same amount of mana, it does the same amount of damage, but it has a great upside. If you Shock the player, then you get to scry 1. I think this is just like an incredible little card. Devils find human dwellings to be oppressively curled, darkened, unburnt. I love the art on it as well. I think, yeah, the new Shock is going to be replaced by this. Every deck that already plays Shock is going to just replace the 4 copies that they're running with this instead, and it's just better in every way. So amazing, nice little card for mono red, and any deck that plays red, I know I'm definitely going to give it a whirl. And that's it, that's all we got. So as I said, very quick little video, mostly really just to test out my new microphone, and to show you guys the few cards that were spoiled yesterday. I'll be coming back at you a little bit later tonight with some fresh brews, so stick around for that. And until then, this is Lone Fox from the BrewLab, signing out. Peace, y'all.